with the Humming Podcast. Thank you for tapping in with me today. Thank you for being so awesome, so amazing, so for being just you. It's Sunday afternoon, about 3:30, roughly. It's right around the middle time of 3 o'clock, and I'm just excited. I'm excited about all the work that's going into what we're doing today. As I begin this podcast, I'm going to be doing a humming moment, and I want to bring that into effect with a one of them. It's one of them vibes. See, we got our soundboard brought up. We got all the different things here. I finally have worked it into a new way, so that I can bring the thing. So if you guys would give me a little bit, yeah, give me a round of applause. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, I've been working on this for quite a while, and right now I'm just excited to be bringing this new thing to you guys. So, like I said, I'm gonna start this off a little bit different. Right now, I'm gonna go through a little therapy, and how I'm doing that is I have this little eye treatment that I'm gonna bring to life, and it goes by. So I bought this little device, and it's called a body glove, and I put it over my eyes. And well, first I freeze it or heat it in the microwave, one of the two. But then I put it over my eyes, and it kind of treats my mind a bit. So it's a body glove, and it treats my mind, and it feels really good. And so I'm gonna start the podcast off by doing that and letting you guys know a bunch of things that's on my mind. So let's begin by doing that, starting right right here, right now. I mean, no better time than now. And I'm gonna let you guys know a few things that are new as well, that that are beginning, because I think that's important for you guys. Okay, so as I lay back right now and just vibe out and just embrace this little hour, this little bitty time that we get to spend together here right now, as I embrace this, I want to say, guys, I got a new microphone which is compatible with my soundboard. Therefore, these things are working well. So I would appreciate a little applause. Yes, thank you. I do appreciate applause. So, and yes, thank you. Yes, I need that. Yes, you're very welcome. I'm bringing these things to life. But I'm still in the process. I'm still in the process, and I'm learning to get this stuff going. So just work with me, bear with me, and as time passes, we will accomplish more and more of our goals. So yeah, I got my little thing on my face right now, and I'm just I'm excited because I'm getting a little meditation in. So as I speak and enjoy this little time of love through the Humming Podcast Avenue that is good for you, good for me. I'm just bringing this vibe to you guys. One thing on my mind, I'm reading a new book. It's called Revenge of the Tipping Point. Also, I'm reading a book which is called The Rocking Chair Prophet. Another book that I'm reading is called The Return of Simple. And what else? Of course, another book that I'm reading is called The Holy Bible. And another book that I'm reading is called, let's see. Well, I'm not going to say the title of it, but I'm going to tell you the contents of it. It's one about Steve Jobs. I have another about uh I read a book about Big Bird, Sesame Street. This one was the most fun to read. Basically, it was the most fun because it was about Big Bird
the Cookie Monster and the Grouch. The Grouch and Cookie Monster helped Big Bird come up with a new story about that Big Bird had never heard before. So Big Bird was like, "Man, I'm so tired of reading these old stories over and over again. I want to read something new." And so he goes and talks to Cookie Monster and talks to Grouch. And they say, "I know, I got an idea. We can help you figure out a story." And therefore, that they helped them come up with an idea. And this idea was to recreate the story of Goldilocks and the Three Little Bears. And it was Goldilocks and the Three Grouches, and that was a type of story. I can read that with you guys here soon if y'all want to know that story or allow that to be heard by one of your children. Actually, as a matter of fact, I will read that story after this podcast, and I'll bring that story to life, simply highlighting a specific podcast for that book. Now, let's jump into a deeper text. Let's go into Langston Hughes's The Return of Simple. Here on the Humming Podcast, you know this is the Humans of the Ocean Science podcast, not just a humming podcast where I go, you get me? It's not a humming podcast for that reason. It's the Humans of the Ocean Science podcast. So that is why it's called humming, because it's highlighting the word humans. So, yes, I do like to hum because humming stimulates the mind, stimulates the brain, and clears out all that gunk that might be caught up in your nose. So, that's good. But that's not the only reason why I call it that. And we also have a book club. Yes, it's attached. Yes, and then have a YouTube channel, Instagram, all those good things, Twitter, all that. We got all that. But the reason why I'm going to highlight some of these other texts, so Langston Hughes, is because he's a human. His perspective is valuable, and it's good to be used and seen the way he interprets it. So in The Return of Simple, he highlights a bunch of like topics, which is what I do in my work as well, inspired by the creatives who have come in the past. Simple has a perspective on topics like race, pricing, politics, women, Africa, motherland, you see, community. I'm going to get a little bit more now in the terms I use, community, society, um, topics like science, topics like, um, I'd say, police brutality, police violence, policing people, black people, uh, community, and not only community, but the little man perspective. He encapsulates all of this: whiskey, drinking, beer, fun, chilling with your homeboy. All of these things is what he talks about. And so it's important for me to highlight Langston Hughes' work in this way, simply because most people see Langston as a poet and not as the awesome writer that he was. He enjoyed writing. He wrote, he created, he built, he had characters, and Simple is his character. And I want to bring some light to Simple. Another book that I'm reading, a book by Malcolm Gladwell. And as I bring up the name Malcolm Gladwell, we can look back at a few podcasts ago where we talked more about Malcolm's other publications. But right now, we're going to talk about this one particular one, which is called The Revenge of the Tipping Point. In this book, I'm studying like super spreaders, over stories, and pretty much phenomena and epidemics and different things like this, how these things are possible, how these things occur, what brings these things to light, and how we sometimes miss the big idea because of the um extravagance behind the newness of these, outbreaks or things happening. Where I got a couple questions I would like to ask you guys. Where would you like to? Okay, these are okay. Couple questions. How would you guys like to pinpoint topics from this specific book by Malcolm Gladwell? How would you like to highlight the specific uh, points? Listen, I might keep touching the mic because I have my eyes covered because of this treatment right now, so I can't really see what's going on. But I have my voice. But that's one question. How would you like to highlight these points? Another question: what do you know about science from Malcolm Gladwell's perspective, and how does it help you get a better understanding of what science is and how it can be demonstrated through research? Okay, that's another question. And then maybe I got a one more. What is there any value in Malcolm Gladwell's writing? And if so, please elaborate a few points where this value is seen. Okay, now these questions are good, and they bring value to his work. Now, I'm going to highlight what I think is awesome about his work. His work is consistent in all forms. That's what I like about his work. It's consistent, and therefore it gives you opportunity to study, to look, to build it up, to build upon his ideas, and not only pretend as though his ideas are invalid. Because if it's consistent as it is, he is continuously building and growing. He acknowledges the fact that in one of his older publications, not only is his work not um, what would I say? Not only is his work not reflective of his true feeling, but it's not reflective of his I would say current view of that type of topic. He has new ideas expanded upon, and he learns more. He understands some of the points that he may have mistaken, and this is why he made the book Return, or man, that's my dog. This is why he made the book Revenge of the Tipping Point, because he wanted to highlight the fact that he is acknowledging his wrong thinking and wrong interpretation of something, and it's okay. We're learning, we're understanding. So as you can hear, my dog is in the background. She's freaking out about something, and like she's never heard a human voice in her life. So I'm sorry about that. But right now, we're talking about Malcolm Gladwell. Shout out to Malcolm, bro. Give him a round of applause. That's Next. Oh, sorry about that. I think that was my headset scraping up against something. Um, Yeah, I got something. I got it. I got it. I think. Well, I'm still learning. I got this new soundboard, and so it's some things about it I don't understand, and I got to learn more. But also, I got some food in front of me too, so I do need to eat that. Oh, it's looking good too. It's getting cold, so I gotta take me a little bite. Ignore me for now. Oh yeah, man. It must go crazy. But okay, I told you that part about Malcolm's work, the consistency. The next part about Malcolm's work that I truly appreciate is his discipline. He's very disciplined in his science, his structure, his format. It's difficult to highlight a point, expound upon that point, and to reiterate the value of that point. That right there is like that is beautiful. He's he does that well, and I want to say another round of applause. Highlighting, bringing drama. His work is like a form of drama. What is drama? I'm learning. I'm learning drama. Drama builds and it finishes the points. Builds and finishes points. This is important because as as a drama exists, it should uh, it should make you feel something. And as you feel something, you should get answers throughout that feeling of validity. Yeah, validity. I don't know. I want to say validation. Feelings of validation, and or I could say feelings of validity, but I probably want to say validation. Okay, let's see. The next book, The Rocking Chair Prophet. This book, I'm not sure who is the author on this one. I know it's easy find, and I found it. It was written in 2023, but this book is, I think, it's possible to be not a. I don't know that it's a true story. It could truly be, but it's one of the more sad ones that I'm reading. It's about a guy who loses his family in the beginning of the book. His wife and children, they were tragically in an accident right on his birthday. They were going to get his. They went to. I'm not gonna tell you. I don't think I should tell you because I don't want to ruin this book for you if you never read it. Okay, I'm gonna tell you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I know. I'm not the best. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Hey, why y'all so upset? Don't be sorry. Don't be upset. Don't be upset. I'm sorry. Listen, his wife and kids, they were tragically in an accident on his birthday. They were traveling in a place to go get some peaches for his favorite meal, which was or favorite dessert, which was peach cobbler. And that wreck ended bad, or that there was a wreck which ended very bad. He gets home unknowing that this has happened, and he's waiting for them, waiting for them, waiting for them for hours, only to find a police car showed up at his house, and he completely was in a moment of traumatic experience as this happened, and so he needed to be consoled, and he had a terrible experience here, And so we're going to build from this point. Okay. And now that we are here, um, I'm well, that story is going to continue to go. That's only in like the first two chapters, three chapters. But I'm finna, well, it's not a book of chapters. This book has about, I think it's about 68 points or segments, and each segment elaborates deeper into the story. So, long story short, he's a guy who went off into the mountains and got some wisdom, and he came back very wise after this experience. So I'm gonna find out exactly how this happened, what occurred, and how much wisdom this man had acquired, and what type of wisdom, and how did he impart it upon others. I'm about to learn. So, and after this, we're gonna read the Sesame Street. But podcasts can be long. Podcasts can be short. Here, I got a message right now, just strictly for my new followers. Hey, thank you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for supporting. This is the Vibes, and this is a call-in show. My number is attached to this show, and so you can call. You can get vibes with me, vibe with me. You know how you do. You can just hang out and have fun and all these different things. Send me random messages. I can respond to them on the podcast. That's the Vibes. I'll talk to y'all later, though. I'm gonna go ahead and end this one now, simply because I gotta finish this food and I don't want it to be cold, and it's so delicious. I'm gonna holler at y'all, man. Later.